Hello everyone, I'm Abhishri A of Shri Venkateshwara College of Engineering, and today's topic is using try and catch and multiple catch clauses. Introduction to using try and catch and multiple catch clauses. Try and catch are keywords used in exception handling in programming languages. They allow us to handle and manage errors and exceptions in our code. Multiple catch clauses are used to handle different types of exceptions separately. Syntax of try and catch. The try block is used to enclose the code that may throw an exception. The catch block is used to catch and handle the thrown exception. The catch block is followed by the exception type in parentheses. And this is the basic pictorial representation of exception handling mechanism. Basic example of try and catch. In a try block, we write the code that might throw an exception. In the catch block, we handle the exception by specifying the exception type. We can have multiple catch blocks to handle different types of exceptions. Handling multiple exceptions using multiple catch blocks, we can have multiple catch blocks to handle different types of exceptions. Each catch block can handle a specific type of exception. The catch blocks are checked in order and the first matching catch block is executed. Catching specific exceptions. We can catch specific exceptions by specifying the exception type and in catch block. This allows us to handle different exceptions differently. For example, we can catch file not found exception and IO exception separately. Catching multiple exceptions in a single catch block. We can catch multiple exceptions in a single catch block by separating them using the pipe symbol. This is useful when we want to handle multiple exceptions in the same way. For example, we can catch both file not found exception and IO exception in single catch block. Catching parent and child exception. We can catch both parent and child exception in separate catch blocks. The catch block for a child exception should come before the catch block for the parent exception. This is because catch blocks are checked in order and the child exception is a more specific type. Catching general exceptions. We can catch general exception by specifying exceptions as the exception type in the catch block. This allows us to handle any type of exception that may occur. However, it is recommended to catch specific exceptions whenever possible. Using final block. The finally block is used to specify code that should always be executed whether an exception occurs or not. It is optional and can be used after the catch block. The finally block is often used to release resources or close connections. Order of catch blocks. The order of catch blocks is important. The catch block for the most specific exception should come before the catch block for the more general exception. If catch blocks are not in the correct order, it may result in compilation error and unexpected behavior. Nested try catch block. We can nest try catch blocks inside other try catch blocks. This allows us to handle exceptions at different levels of code execution. The innermost catch block is checked first, and if it doesn't handle the exception, the next outer catch block is checked. Propagating exceptions. If an exception is not handled in a catch block, it can be propagated to the calling code. This allows the calling code to handle the exception or propagate it further. Propagating exceptions can be done using the throws keyword in the method signature. Best practices for using try and catch. catch specific exception whenever to handle them differently. Handle exception gracefully and provide meaningful errors messages. Clean up resource in the finally block to prevent resource leaks. Common mistakes to avoid: catching exception instead of specifying exception, not handling exceptions appropriately and leaving catch blocks empty, not using finally block to release resources. Examples of try and catch in different program language: Java, try catch finally; C, try catch finally; Python, try except finally. Summary of key points: try and catch are used for exception handling in programming languages. Multiple catch block are used to handle different type of exceptions separately. Catch blocks are checked in order and the first match catch block is executed. Benefit of using try and catch: allow us to handle and manage errors and exceptions in our code, improves the robustness and reliability of our program, provides a structured way to handle unexpected situations. Real-world examples of try and catch: handling file operations and input or output exceptions, validating user input and handling invalid input exceptions, connecting databases and handling connections or query errors. Conclusion: using try and catch with multiple catch clauses is an essential skill for effective exception handling. It allows us to handle different types of exceptions separately and improve the reliability of our programs. With practice and understanding of the concept, we can write robust and error-free code.